With the start of the Democratic primary, Wall Street is trying to figure out which Democrat would have their backing. Now, there's a lot of choices this time. There's a lot of people that are running or that are about to jump into the race. But according to an article of Politico, there are two choices that high-paid executives at Wall Street firms are starting to freak out about. Now, who are these choices? Well, I will let you guys know. But first, I'll tell you who they actually want. Apparently, they actually are preferring someone like Michael Bloomberg. Now, Michael Bloomberg is a billionaire, and he's looking to possibly jump into the race as a self-funded candidate, right? Now, according to Politico, Wall Street executives who want Trump out of the White House mentioned, quote, a consisting roster of appealing nominees that they would find acceptable outside of Bloomberg, who the outlet describes as Wall Street's, quote, platonic deal. Oh, I love Michael Bloomberg. Oh, let's get us some of that Bloomberg action. You know why? It's because Michael Bloomberg will have their back. Now, but who else? Well, the roster that Wall Street approves of includes Senator Cory Booker, Kirsten Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, Vice President Joe Biden, and former Representative Beto O'Rourke. So that's who Wall Street wants. Who is Wall Street afraid of? It appears that they are afraid of both Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. Warren has already announced. Bernie Sanders, there is a lot of buzz about him possibly announcing, but we don't know when. In fact, according to a CEO of a giant bank telling Politico anonymously, quote, it can't be Warren and it can't be Sanders. Is there no more of a better endorsement for Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren than having a high-paid CEO saying, oh, no, it can't be Warren, it can't be Sanders, it can't be either of those guys. No, they're going to come after us. They're going to come after our money. They're actually going to be tough on us for once. Whoa. No, let's have somebody like Michael Bloomberg or Cory Booker. Hey, you know, if you're on that list of Wall Street approved Democrats, bye. I'm not interested in you. Progressives are not interested in you. And I think most of the country, when they find that out, is not going to be interested in you. Yes, we all know Trump is terrible, but these guys will suck up to Wall Street and they will do whatever the moneyed interests tell them to do. So again, I'm not interested in you. But it appears these candidates are very interested in what Wall Street has to think. A CNBC reporter earlier this month reported that Harris, Booker, and Gillibrand all had reached out to Wall Street to gauge their support for 2020 campaigns. And apparently, all of them, so far, have found some support from Wall Street. You know what got Hillary Clinton in trouble a lot during her campaign? Her close ties to Wall Street, her speeches to Goldman Sachs. That got her in a lot of trouble with a lot of progressives, and also having a private and public face when it comes to talking with corporations and business leaders. So, just like her, I'm not interested, right? I mean, look, a politician is supposed to reach out to the people, right? And these people, Booker, Gillibrand, Harris, Joe Biden and Beto O'Rourke, you've already failed. You have failed in that. And look, if you're okay with this and think, oh no, you don't understand, Jeff, Wall Street's awesome. We love deregulation. We love setting the stage for another global financial collapse. Well, then go ahead and vote for candidates in the primary who will represent them. Now, I have one more quote here from a hedge fund manager, and you'll love this. Quote, if it's Biden and Beto or Biden and Harris, that might make a difference. The good news for Biden is everyone likes him. The bad news is there is not a lot of passion. Well, there's not a lot of passion for a lot of these corporate Democrats. Look, I think surprisingly, there's a lot of passion for Harris, but you see CNN, of course, propping them up, and MSNBC as well. So I don't know how long she's going to stay in the primary. I don't know how, if they're going to continue to try to support her, but I can see her as pretty much the only one that I think can attempt to galvanize at least a lot of the centrists within the Democratic Party. But of course, the more you find out about her, the more you start not liking her. But as far as Biden goes, well, Biden just got caught helping a Republican win his election in a race where there was a Democrat. He's also insulted millennials. So, and look, I don't think that, I think that Biden is going to be one of the few to drop out fairly early, as he normally does, even though he does pull very well against Donald Trump. But if it's Biden and Beto, I wouldn't say count on Trump, but I would say count on the conditions that created Trump to continue, as they have no desire to fix the real problems in this country, and that is corporate greed, money in politics, and, you know, because again, Beto O'Rourke says, oh, I didn't take corporate PAC money, but you did break your no fossil fuel money pledge. So we don't trust you, Biden and Beto. We don't trust you, either of you, or any of you corporate Democrats. But you know who I think will fix this, a lot of the problems, or will try? Bernie Sanders. And look, Elizabeth Warren also has a pretty good platform as well. I mean, I keep giving her a lot of credit, and she deserves it, for that very bold, progressive idea in the wealth tax. Add in the fact that Wall Street hates both of them, I love it. Like, again, anybody who Wall Street hates, instantly, I absolutely love. In fact, the Daily Beast's Gideon Resnick writing on this, saying, quote, by coming out so strongly, and this illustrates the point, against the progressive senators, Wall Street is literally giving them a campaign slogan. It's almost like, no, I welcome your hatred. Well, that's what that is. So I love it. In fact, journalist Josh Mound also expands on that point and says, the best indication of who you should vote for in the Democratic primary, if you actually want progressive policy, is who Wall Street doesn't like, which essentially means Bernie or Warren. So, look, Wall Street is scared because for the first time in a while, they have actually faced the possibility that someone could get into power who might actually want to rein them in, regulate them, and tax them fairly. Gasp, shock, the horror. They can't stand it, so they're going to throw all their money and support as soon as a clear establishment candidate comes through, whether it be Cory Booker or Kamala Harris or, Beto O'Rourke or whoever it is. They're going to throw as much money and resources as they can behind that candidate to make sure that a progressive does not win. Who that will be, I don't know. But we got to get ready to fight against that. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/tytnation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/tytnation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.